Hello, everybody. It's me, Coach Tucker Ludos, in for another episode of the Starting Out Python series. And here we have another episode of the program. I don't know how to start this, but we are going to continue where we left off in the book. Okay, I'm so happy to be back with this project. Uh, I thought I felt something that it was missing in my life like a year ago, and it was Python. So without any further ado, let's get going with this. Okay, so global constants. So remember what we did last time, right? Although you should try to avoid the use of global variables, it is permissible to use global constants in a program. A global constant is a global name that references a value that cannot be changed. Because a global constant value cannot be changed during the program's execution, you do not have to worry about many of the potential hazards that are associated with the use of global variables. Although the Python language does not allow you to create true global constants, you can simulate them with global variables. If you do not declare a global variable with a global keyword inside a function, then you cannot change the variable's assignment inside the function. The following is in the Spotlight section demonstrates how global variables can be used in Python to simulate global constants. So in the Spotlight, we are going to see an exercise, okay? So what's the exercise? Retirement. Okay, we are good to go here with echo. So let's go echo and create a Python. Sorry, it's called program 515.py. Alrighty, we click over here. The following is used as a global constant. Also, this program is called retirement.py. Tony Gaddis loves retirement, I guess. The contribution rate. Okay. Contribution rate. Okay. Main. Gross pay equals float. Input. Enter the gross pay. Dude, it's like, what the heck? Stop. It's scary as hell. Bonus. Float. Input. Enter the amount of bonuses. Okay. Show pay contrib gross pay show bonus contrib bonus. Forget something here. Here. There you go. That's better. The show pay contrib function accepts the gross pay as an argument and displays the retirement contribution for that amount of pay. Def show pay contrib gross we have here contrib equals gross times contribution rate. Oh my gosh, hey, stop it. No. Okay, I'm gonna print contribution gross pay format contrib zip there. Show bonus contrib function sets the bonus amount as an argument and displays the retirement contribution for that amount of pay. Contrib bonus what else? Contrib contribution rate. Or the heck here. All right, guys. I was checking something. So let's try this. Python program into the gross pay. So we earn 80,000. Okay. Into the amount of bonuses. So how about 1,500? So contribution for gross pay 4,000. Contribution for bonuses $75. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Wow. So there you have it, guys. There you have it. All right. Let's go back. All right. First, notice the global declaration line 3. Contribution rate will be used as a global constant to represent the percentage of an employee's pay that the company will contribute to a retirement account. It is a common practice to write a constant name in all uppercase letters. This serves as a reminder that the value referenced by the name is not to be changed in the program. The contribution rate constant is used in the calculation in line 15 and again in line 24. Marilyn decided to use this global constant to represent the 5% contribution rate for two reasons. It makes the program more easier to read, and occasionally the contribution rate changes. So we have another checkpoint. Remember, guys, I'm going to leave the checkpoint over here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do you guys already screenshot it? Let's go to the other section. Introduction to value returning functions, generating random numbers. Concept. A value returning function is a function that returns a value back to the part of the program that called it Python. Period. Python, as well as most other programming languages, provides a library of pre-written functions that perform commonly needed tasks. These libraries typically contain a function that generates random numbers. In the first part of this chapter, you learn about void functions. A void function is a group of statements that exist within a program for the purpose of performing a specific task. When you need the function to perform each task, you call the function. This causes the statement inside the function to execute. When the function is finished, control of the program returns to the statement appearing immediately after the function call. A value returning function is a special type of function. It is like a void function in the following ways. It is a group of statements that performs a specific task. When you want to execute the function, you call it. When a value returning function finishes, however, it returns a value back to the part of the program that called it. The value that is returned from a function can be used like any other value. It can be assigned to a variable, displayed on the screen, used in a mathematical expression, and so on. Standard library functions and the import statement. Python, as well as most programming languages, comes with a standard library of functions that have already been written for you. These functions, known as library functions, make a programmer's job easier because they perform many of the tasks that programmers commonly need to perform. In fact, you have already used several of Python's library functions. Some of the functions that you have used are print, input, and range. Python has many other library functions. Although we won't cover them all in this book, we will discuss library functions that perform fundamental operations. Some of Python's library functions are built into the Python interpreter. If you want to use one of these built-in functions in a program, you simply call the function. This is the case with the print input range and other functions about which you have already learned. Many of the functions in the standard library, however, are stored in files that are known as modules. These modules, which are copied to your computer when you install Python, help organize the standard library functions. For example, functions for performing math operations are stored together in a module. Functions for working with files are stored together in another module, and so on. In order to call a function that is stored in a module, you have to write an import statement at the top of your program. An import statement tells the interpreter the name of the module that contains the function. For example, one of the Python standard modules is named math. The math module contains various mathematical functions that work with floating point numbers. If you want to use any of the math module's functions in program, you should write the following import statement at the top of the program. Import math. This statement causes the interpreter to load the content of the math module into memory and makes all the functions in the math module available to the program. Because you do not see the internal workings of library functions, many programmers think of them as black boxes. The term black box is used to describe any mechanism that accepts input, performs some operation using the input, and produces output. We will first demonstrate how value returning functions work by looking at standard library functions that generate random numbers and some interesting programs that can be written with them. Then you will learn to write your own value returning functions and how to create your own modules. The last section in this chapter comes back to the topic of library functions and looks at several other useful functions in the Python standard library. Generating random numbers. Random numbers are useful for lots of different programming tasks. The following are just a few examples. Random numbers are commonly used in games, for example, computer games that let a player roll dice or use random numbers. Random numbers are useful in simulation programs. In some simulations, the computer must randomly decide how a person, animal, insect, or other living being will behave. Also, random numbers are useful in statistical programs that must randomly select data for analysis. Random numbers are commonly used in computer security to encrypt insensitive data. Okay? Okay. So I'm gonna scroll very slowly. Okay. From this point. Scrolling down. Scrolling down. And there you go. So let's go back to Visual Studio and create the program 516, random numbers. Goodness. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. What am I doing? First, I'm going to import. Okay. Now go with Python -o PyCompile. Hmm? Let's see. Mr. Blue key over here. The number is 10. Let's do it again. Number is 2. Let's do it again. The number is 5. Again. Number is 2 again. Number is 8. Number is 1. Number is 6. So on and so on. How do you like this, guys? How do you like it? Okay, so what it's saying is that program 517 shows another example. Oh, cool. Uses a for loop that iterates 5 times. Okay. So we go to echo program. Okay. The py. this program, hold on, first name random numbers 2.py. This program displays 5 random numbers in the range of 1 through 100. Import random. For count in range 5. Guys ready? So we go for Python -m py compile program in py. Okay, we'll go to Python program py. Let's do it again. Nice. Let's do it again. Nice. Let's do it again. And last but not least, let's do it again. How do you like it, guys? How do you like it? Here. Both program 5, 16, and 17 call the rand integer function and assign its return value to the number variable. If you just want to display a random number, it is not necessary to assign the random number to a variable. You can send the random function's return value directly to the print function, as shown here. Okay, when this statement executes, the rand integer function is called. The function generates a random number in the range of 1 through 10. The value is returned and sent to the print function. Okay. Okay, I think we have time for one more exercise. So we'll go for echo program 518.py. Okay, we'll go over here. Random numbers, the 3. I'm sorry. 3.py. This program displays 5 random numbers in the range 1 through 100. Okay. And that's basically the other result, right? Yeah. So guys, next time we're going to experiment with random numbers in interactive mode, okay? So I'm gonna leave the course over here for now. Next time, guys, we're gonna do more Python. Okay, it's getting interesting. It's good to be back about doing these kind of exercises. The difference between this one and the other other one from C Sharp is that I had to create the exercises and basically the script, whereas in Python I just have to read the book and basically copy the book, and we go along as I go. So thank you very much, guys. Click like, subscribe, and see you guys next time. Bye bye.